Окей. Всем привет, меня зовут Кристина, и на этом канале я рассказываю все об английском языке. Сегодня я предлагаю вам послушать мою лекцию про 5 нейромедиаторов, которые поддерживают ваш уровень счастья. Okay, so let's start. Your brain is a chemical addict. Okay, a lecture on neurotransmitters and happiness. Okay, so let's start. I know, okay, first of all, I understand that the truth is uncomfortable thing. So while you listen in things I'm talking about, you may disagree. You may disagree and feel a little bit, I know, maybe irritated, maybe you may feel some rage. I don't know. Okay, so let's start. So you may probably think that you are free, but you are not free as you probably think of yourself. Okay, because you believe that everything like you do, so for example your decisions, you make decisions, right? You have some values and you believe that you're deep. Okay, but in reality most of our behavior is controlled by 5 chemical neurotransmitters. Okay, so tiny chemical dealers inside your brain. Okay, so they sell you emotions, they sell you motivation, they sell you love, they sell you courage, and they sell you meaning. Okay, and you're addicted. So welcome to the neurochemical economy. Let's start. So today we'll talk about 5 neurotransmitters that run your life. Dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, endorphin, and adrenaline. And at the end, we'll talk a little bit about cortisol because, well, you know that everything should be balanced. So if 5 neurotransmitters, okay, I actually listed before, if they're low, on a low level, it means that you have high cortisol level. So everything should be balanced. You understand it? Okay, so let's start with the dopamine. So dopamine, it's a drug of desire. What it means? It's not like a pleasure chemical, okay? Because people think that dopamine gets released when you feel pleasure, right? But it's a lie. So dopamine, it's a wanting chemical, okay? So it does not say I'm happy. It says I want more, okay? So I need more money, more likes, more success, more sex, more attention, more power. Okay, so dopamine, this is why you check your phone, okay, every 3 minutes. This is why gambling works, okay? This is why social media is so addictive, because you need more, you want more. And your brain, in this case, is just a slot machine, okay? So every notification, okay, is a promise, maybe this time, okay, something amazing. Most of the time, nothing. Okay, but you keep pulling the lever. Why? Because you need dopamine. And dopamine is a transmitter of your happiness. If your dopamine level is high, it means you're happy. So high dopamine equals ambition, curiosity, and drive, while low dopamine level is apathy, depression, and laziness. So now think about your condition, okay, you are experiencing on a daily. Okay, move on. Next thing we're talking about is serotonin. Serotonin is a friend of dopamine, okay? So it's a chemical of status and self-respect, okay? So also people think that, well, basically serotonin and dopamine is just something about happiness. Well, in general, yes, but it's not like about happiness. It's a wrong thing. It's about feeling important. Because people think that happiness is something, so you don't understand what the happiness is, okay? And now I'm explaining it to you what the happiness is if you didn't know, okay? So serotonin. Serotonin is about feeling important, okay? So it answers the question, do I matter? Do I even matter right now? Okay, high serotonin equals confidence, calm, self-respect, and emotional stability. This is happiness, okay? Low serotonin equals anxiety, insecurity, obsession with others' opinions, and constant comparison. So, when you feel important, your serotonin level rises. When you feel humiliated, it crashes down. Okay? So this is why humans love hierarchy. This is why human, okay, chases titles. Okay? This is why success is addictive. Okay? So it's not for money. If you think people do it for money, no. It's to get serotonin and feel happiness. Okay? So you don't want to be rich. You want to feel superior, right? Be honest. Be honest. Just, I'm telling the truth. And it's been 5 minutes already. Okay, so now we move on and we take our dear oxytocin. So oxytocin is the chemical of attachment, okay, and illusion. So oxytocin is called the love hormone, okay? But more accurately, okay, let's be accurate. It's the chemical of emotional blindness. So when your oxytocin level is high, it makes you stay, okay, in certain environment because you feel love, you feel devotion, and it just you are not scared to be in this environment, and that's why every time you walk, okay, out, okay, up the border of this circle, you feel anxiety and you feel scared because there are other people, you don't know them. You don't know them, okay? So oxytocin makes you trust, oxytocin makes you bond, and oxytocin makes you forgive red flags. To talk about, I'm not going to talk about relationship, but I heard many people say, well, this person is just a red flag, but I still love this person. Well, this is why your oxytocin level is high next to this person. That's why you're blind to all red flags. Okay, so when we talk about the release of oxytocin, it happens when you hug, when you touch, when you fall in love, when you care for someone, and when you feel connected, feel a bond with someone. So this is why, okay, oxytocin is why people stay in bad relationships. Yeah. Oxytocin is why parents forgive terrible behavior of their kids. Yeah. And oxytocin is why cults work. So there may be bad people around you, okay, with the bad intentions, but they, okay, show you love and they make you want to trust them. And that's why even if they're bad, like really bad, you still feel connected and you just stay in this cult. Okay. And everything, oxytocin is the hormone. If it's high, it just turns, okay, the logic off. Okay, high oxytocin equals belonging, warmth, loyalty. Low oxytocin equals loneliness, isolation, and emotional coldness. Okay, so when you're in the environment, okay, where you love many people, when you feel devotion and you feel trust, your oxytocin level is high and you feel yourself happy and you feel happiness. Okay. So, humans would rather be abused, okay, than staying alone. That's truth. I know. We have experience. You know it. Okay, so move on, and now we take endorphins. Endorphins. Nature's painkillers. So endorphins exist for one reason, okay, to help you survive suffering. So you may notice then, for example, when you cut your finger for 2 seconds or 5 seconds, you don't feel pain. So, and this is a natural thing. And this hormone is released exactly in this time when you cut your finger for you not to feel pain. And you know why? To act and for you to do things about it. Okay, so they block pain, okay? They reduce stress, okay? And they create short moments of euphoria, Okay, for example, when we talk about drugs, people intake, they provide endorphin that releases. Okay, endorphin release, this chemical. When we talk about some like drugs, weed, for example, yeah. So they just make you blind to your pain. That's why you love it. That's why you love it. So, and not only this time, but when we talk about natural things, endorphin are released when you exercise hard, okay? When you laugh, when you cry, when you experience pain, and when you overcome difficulty, okay? Okay, that feeling after surviving something terrible, what do you feel? Endorphins, okay? So for example, when you go to the gym and you lift heavy weights, what do you feel after it? Though you understand that your body suffered a lot, but you feel such a release, right? That's when endorphin comes, okay? That's the time when endorphin comes, okay? So they make pain tolerable and it makes you happy. It makes you happy. So without them, humans would have gone extinct. Okay, with them, you can suffer and smile. Okay, and the last one, the last hormone we'll talk about today is adrenaline. Adrenaline, the chemical of drama and survival. So adrenaline is excitement and fear, okay, and obsession. And it is released when you're in danger, okay, when you compete, when you fall in love, when you argue, and when you take risks. Okay, adrenaline sharpens focus, okay, and it increases strength. It makes life feel real, okay. So this is why people love extreme sports. This is why people start unnecessary conflicts, and this is why toxic relationships feel passionable, okay, passionate. So if it's boring, you have low adrenaline, and if it's chaos, you feel high, okay, your adrenaline level is high. Many people confuse stress with meaning. Adrenaline helps them do it. Okay, so okay, I said a couple things about 5 neurotransmitters. I hope now you understand it better. And I would like to end this video about these neurotransmitters with the statement that if you keep these neurotransmitters high, you are happy. So you need to take risks. You need to make your status better. You need to laugh, okay? You need to take care of people, okay? You need to stay in the environment with people that who you trust, for example, okay? You need to have goals. You need to, okay, go somewhere, do something, and that's the time when your neurotransmitters are released and you feel happy. And you feel happy. So, and if these neurotransmitters are low, it means that your cortisol level is high. So now let's talk about cortisol. Yeah, let's talk about cortisol. Okay, so cortisol is the price you pay. Yeah, it's the price you pay. Cortisol is the stress hormone. Okay, and it is released when you feel threatened, when you feel overworked, when you feel uncertain, when you feel unsafe, when you feel powerless. Okay, so short-term cortisol saves you. For example, in time of danger, your glucose gets to blood to your muscles in order for you to be more fast and powerful. But if we talk about long-term cortisol, it destroys you. It destroys you. Okay, so it kills memory, it kills immunity, it kills sleep, it kills creativity, and it kills your joy. Okay, if it's high, if it's high. So chronic cortisol makes you paranoid, tired, bitter, and sick. Okay, so modern society is a cortisol factory, and we all agree. And we all agree. Okay, so we have deadlines, constant deadlines. We have terrible news, comparisons, debt, pressure, and fear. That what keeps our cortisol level high, right? We live in a permanent emergency and we pretend it's a normal thing, just we got used to it, right? We just got used to it. Okay, so, and now I will, conclude. So now we'll conclude. So happiness, it's a chemical management. Now you hear this opinion and try to accept it. Just think about it. So happiness, it's not philosophy. It's not morality, okay? Happiness is neurochemistry. It's neurochemistry, okay? Happiness, so it's a balance. Well, let's conclude. It's a balance of dopamine for motivation, okay? Serotonin for stability, okay? Oxytocin for connection, endorphin for resilience, adrenaline for vitality, okay, and low cortisol for survival. Okay, and when they're all balanced, you feel good, you feel happy, you feel cool, and you feel relaxed. And when you feel relaxed, no pressure, no anxiety, you are free to do things. You're free to do things, okay? When you're broken, you suffer. You suffer. So, and no matter how successful you are, okay, just remember that you are just biological machine, okay, that is, okay, are running on chemicals, okay, running on chemicals. So if you want happiness, don't just change your thoughts. It doesn't work. It's not about just even a little. It's not just even about thoughts. It's about, okay, your inners. It's about your inners. And if you want me to be more specific, it's about your brain. Because I study neurobiology and it's about your brain. I can tell it 100%. Okay, so you need just a first step to change your life is just to change your habits. Sleep, move, connect, create, risk, and of course, rest. So you need to start, okay, managing your chemistry and then you'll be happy, okay? Because your brain, okay, your brain controls you. I understand it's sad. It's sad to, okay, understand and accept this type of truth. But you may not understand it, you may not believe it, but your brain still controls you. At least because it, I would say, so you know that we have glucose and our brain eats glucose. And our brain eats, it's 80% of glucose. 80. So that's the only thing your brain that functions. It functions aggressively all the time and it has no rest. That's why you need to take care of it. You need to take care of it. Okay. Спасибо, друзья. Благодарю вас за просмотр. Надеюсь, что вы получили новую информацию и у вас немного поменяется мнение вообще и представление о том, что такое счастье. Если вам нравится такая точка зрения, то, возможно, послушав это, вы начнете принимать какие-то действия, которые окончательно приведут вас к счастью. Ведь мы все к этому стремимся. Спасибо.